The Golden Age of the Philippines. Yan ang kadalasang nababanggit sa tuwing pinag-uusapan ng martial law era sa ilalim ni Pangulong Ferdinand E. Marcos. Thriving economy, world-class infrastructure, and above all, democratic. Lies, lies, lies. If anything, the martial law era gave birth to a society filled with fear, violence, and again, lies.
In this episode of Retrospect, we will look back on how the Marcos regime silenced criticism while he powered his own seat. Because trust me, he really tried. So balik tayo sa taong 1972 kung kailan nagdeklara si Marcos ng martial law sa buong Pilipinas to save the nation from communist insurgency. Although critics would claim that this was mainly a tool to keep his seat and strengthen his power because the 1935 Constitution denies him a third term. Under this dictatorship, anyone who opposed the ideals of the administration were detained, tortured, or killed. At kasabay ng libo-libong human rights violations sa panahong to, hindi rin nakaligtas ang media sa kalupitan ni Marcos.
Gamit ang Letter of Instruction Number 1, the military was given the power to close down 15 of the 16 daily newspapers, 6 of the 7 TV stations, and to all radio services. And as if hindi pa to enough, pinakulong din ang owner ng ABS-CBN at ABC na si Eugenio Lopez Jr. at Joaquin Chino Roses without legitimate charges. If we do a simple math, mapapansin natin may nakaligtas from the military clampdown.
Soon after the imposition of martial law, sinikap ng administrasyon na ibalik ang sense of normalcy sa bansa to conceal the real terrors of that time. Most stations were allowed back on air provided that they get clearance from the Mass Media Advisory Council, which was still composed of the chosen ones. And to avoid getting on their wrong side, nanaig ang censorship sa media through the unspoken do's and don'ts. Sabi nga na nag-iisang kingmaker, focus on the true, the good, and the beautiful.
Direct, okay na tayo? Ha? Bawal yung suit ko? Kasi, yellow. Bawal yan. Napalit ako.
Before we end tonight's show, we would like to thank our dear sponsor, Mr. Roberto Benedicto. Bert, ever so generous, kind, manly, handsome. Mr. Benedicto, thank you.
Salamat sa pagtutok. Susunod na po ang Voltes 5. Ano, direct? Bawal na naman? Bakit daw? Banned na. Kasi, violent?
Dinaig pa ng administrasyon ng mga librarians sa pagpapatahimik ng mga tao at dinaig pa ang striktong magulang sa dami ng bawal. That's McCoy's idea of a new society. So, kung hawak ni Marcos at ng kanyang mga crony ang media, obviously, kontrolado rin niya ang mga balita na napapanood ng mga Pilipino at that time. Now, the question is, where do people get reliable information during the martial law era? Enter the Mosquito Press.
Because the mainstream press were tight-lipped about the anomalies under the Marcos regime, the unsung heroes of that time started their own publications para sa bayan. Habang nadadagdagan ang mga taon na nakaupo si Marcos sa Malacanang, nadadagdagan din ang bilang ng mga Pilipino na mas nagiging aware sa censorship na meron sa media. Dahil dito, mas nagkaroon ng demand for the true, the bold, and the dutiful. Marcos referred to the underground media as mosquito press, describing an insect whose sting is annoying but can easily be swatted. But seeing how your regime turned out, parang mali ka yata doon, Makoy. Ilan lang sina Jose Burgos, Abraham Sarmiento at Jacinto Peña sa nagpatunay na ang mosquito press ay small but terrible.
We Forum, started by Jose Burgos, pioneered the rise of the mosquito press. Together with him braving the atrocities of the regime are journalists and activists who wrote what the Marcos-controlled press won't publicize. Retro speakers, andyan na ba kayo?
Yes, hello.
Yes po, hello.
So our topic this episode is about the rise of the mosquito press noong martial law at isang halimbawa niya na yung We Forum. Isa sa mga naging controversial exposés ng We Forum ay tungkol sa fake wartime medals ni Marcos which caused the publication's closure noong 1982. Since Retrospect has always been known for its mockumentary, ang challenge ko sa inyo today ay using just 3 words, how do you think Marcos reacted when he read the article of We Forum?
Hirap naman. 3
Yun lang
words
talaga.
lang.
Kaya nyo yan, kayo pa ba, retro speakers? Feel ko si David may naisip na eh.
Feel ko sabi ni Marcos kay Imelda, Imelda, away ako.
Mark Sojun ka,
Ang
girl.
arte naman nun. Ako next.
True naman. First lady naman kasi talaga to the rescue. Paano, Sam? Paano kaya sabi ni Marcos?
Ako feel ko, di ba, knowing kung gaano siya ka-wild and very aggressive, ganito yung kanya. 1, 2, 3, go. Rar, rar, rar. Ganun.
Alang wild. Chin, paano yung kay Marcos sa'yo?
Okay, tingin ko, ito yung sinabi ni Marcos kay Enrile. Okay, ready? Like, bro, like jail them.
Like what?
Talagang may
Ang
like.
like.
Gusto na pala yung like noon. Ang daming like. Di ko siya like si Marcos.
One might wonder, bakit ngayon lang inaksyonan ni Marcos ang We Forum when it has been 5 years since it started its operations? Well, it's mainly because Marcos wanted to make it seem like meron pa ring press freedom even under martial law. Or maybe, sadyang in-underestimate niya lang ang power ng mosquito press. Even after We Forum's closure, Burgos put out ang pahayagang malaya to continue producing what the country needs. And it's not like he was alone in this fight. Underground, many regional and independent newspapers contributed in keeping the Filipinos informed, leading the country closer to liberation. Ang mga pahayagang ito ang nagsilbing mata, tenga, at boses ng mga pinatahimik at tinakot ng administrasyon.
What the document justified as communist insurgency, ang hasik stated as death of democracy. What Business Day stated as golden age of Philippine economy, ang Bayan reported as export-oriented and import-dependent economy. What the crony press labeled terrorism and propaganda, the mosquito press labeled as military atrocities and human rights violations. Over the years, even after i-lift ni Marcos ang martial law, the mosquito press gained the support of more and more Filipinos, but they still carry on the burden of appearing in tomorrow's headlines. Similarly, mas marami na ring journalists from the mainstream press ang nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob to voice out their defiance.
In retrospect, media censorship during the Marcos regime brought about the need for truthful stories, which the mosquito press supplied, eventually leading to the ouster of a dictator. Talking about all of this, it seems kind of familiar, no?
Naulit kasi ata. Diktador lang naman kasi talaga ang nagpapasira ng media. Patunay dyan ang kasaysayan at saksi tayo nito sa kasalukuyan.
Is a fraud. Maniwala kayo. Well, no, give us time. Too early for you to enjoy yung mga award mo. You are a fraud.
What ails the Philippine society? It's the corrupt media, yung muka nila Preto pati Lopez ng pera at yung simbahan. The oligarchs of this country.
Is it because you're a journalist na ito, you're exempted from assassination?
Kayong taga-media. You know, you want to know my sentiments?
Noong July 2020 lang, sa kasagsagan ng pandemya, the Congress denied ABS-CBN's request for a renewal of franchise. Tumigil sa pag-ere ang pinakamalaking media station ng bansa. Personal vendetta ng Pangulo ang isa sa sinasabing rason sa likod ng shutdown na to. Sir, idol mo si Marcos?
This time around, we do not really dub independent news organizations and publications as mosquito press, but the fight for press freedom continues. Patuloy pa rin kasi ang pagpapatahimik sa mga kritiko ng pamahalaan. But despite the numerous attacks on media, and when I say numerous, I mean madami talaga, journalists still choose to be brave. Brave in speaking truth to power, brave in defending their views, brave in defending their lives.
In this fight, katulong at kalaban ng mga Pilipino ang internet. Dahil sa social media, minsan, mga Pilipino na rin ang nagsilbing mata, tenga, at boses ng lipunan. And without a doubt, the internet helps in faster information dissemination. The problem is, the algorithms in place manipulate and trap us. Kung ano lang ang pinaniniwalaan, yun lang din ang bubuksan, babasahin, ilalike at isashare. And instead of just being a platform for discourse, social media na rin ang naging workplace ng mga trolls.
Okay, this time, we want to hear your thoughts naman about the ongoing media attacks and fight for press freedom na meron tayo sa bansa.
So medyo serious na tayo dito, no?
Yes, kasing serious na mga issues na to, Chin. And bilang retro speakers, ang challenge sa inyo ay to choose one caller to describe the current state of media here in the Philippines. So, sinong gustong mauna?
Me,
Okay, go, Kriscia.
for me, red. Kasi prone pa rin ang media practitioners sa violence eh. Nandun pa rin yung takot ng journalist na baka may masabi lang silang hindi maganda about the current administration, yun na yung maging mitya ng buhay nila.
Yes, very true and very relatable, lalo na sa mga aspiring media practitioners kagaya natin.
Ako naman.
Okay, go.
For me, blue, kasi di ba ito yung color ng commonly used social media. And I think malaki na yung ambag ng social media in raising awareness and informing the people. Madami na rin nagiging hook dala ng social media, but at the same time, ito rin yung nagpapataas ng cases ng fake news.
Sa akin, green. Kasi green often represents greed and power. And yung mga nasa power ngayon, sinusubukan pa rin nilang gamitin yung media for their own hidden agendas.
Then and now, press freedom is under threat, while more and more Filipinos fall victim to disinformation and misinformation. And because media remains such a powerful weapon, it really matters kung nasa kaninong kamay ito. We also cannot brush off the rug the killings and disappearances noong batas militar hanggang ngayon. Sabi nga ni William Faulkner, the past is never dead. It's not even past.
Now that we revisited one of the darkest chapters in Philippine history and touched on the current state of the press, we see that the voices of the Filipinos are too loud to ignore. May it be through news, commentaries, arts, or songs, on the streets or online. People are doing their parts.